European aerospace giant Airbus is moving dozens of core software applications away from Amazon Web Services to a French cloud provider, Scaleway. The move reflects growing concerns in Europe over data privacy laws like the U.S. Cloud Act, which can require U.S. companies to provide access to certain data. Over the next 6 years, Airbus plans to migrate up to 900 critical systems, including manufacturing and operation software, while keeping some non-critical workloads on AWS. The transition also supports Airbus's AI strategy by connecting directly with French startup Mistral and keeping sensitive aerospace and defense data safely within the borders of Europe. Do you think that critical national industries should be required to use domestic cloud providers for data security, or should they be free to choose whatever global tech company offers them a small discount this month?
Well, I think one of the elements here is to think about which parts of your application estate should live somewhere where you have sovereignty on it, and which parts of your estate don't have those sovereignty requirements. And that's what Airbus is doing at the moment. This does reflect a wider trend. We are seeing increasing interest in controlling your own digital destiny, fundamentally driven by some of the uncertainty, both politically and the sort of current war state drives that idea of wanting to control your own destiny more. So what it seems like is going on for Airbus is they are moving a pretty large estate, 900 applications. They're doing this over a period of time. 5 to 6 years is a long time in terms of using and building and moving things. But when you start looking at moving hundreds of applications that you may be built using AWS's native services and try and move them to some other platform, in this case, Scaleway. And yeah, that migration of the applications that are being built to use AWS services is not a simple thing. There is a lot of work to get off using those bespoke services, moving to another platform. This is why it's going to take years and years to make this move. That also tells us that it's a very strategic move for Airbus to get all of its applications or its primary applications to a European location for the European company. I like the fact that the article here is talking about leaving applications that are for interaction with customers still on AWS platforms, continuing to use both Microsoft and Google productivity applications. So they're not quite going the way some of the European companies and governments have gone of saying we're ditching all of these American things and we have to have everything as open source and locally located in our jurisdiction. So it's not completely abandoning the US technologies. It's making some strategic decisions around what do we need strong controls of and what are we going to get more benefit from by placing them on the AWS cloud or using other US attached locations. Be interesting to see whether this actually completes out, whether this migration taking 5 or 6 years is actually going to complete, or whether the world will change again during that time, and it undoubtedly will, and maybe Airbus will change their mind because maybe they'll get another 10% discount, as you say. Watch the space.